So to kick off the first of two lightning talks together, I'm happy to introduce Matthew Khouzam. Matthew is a product manager and developer at Ericsson. He's an active participant of the Cloud Dev Tools working group representing Ericsson. He's a huge fan of open source, of course, and having worked with him and been at numerous meetings in the last few months, not only does he bring great ideas to the working group, but he also brings great humor. So take it away, Matthew.
Oh, thank you. I'd like to specify that I like to think of myself as assistant to the product manager. So we're going to have a quick lightning talk here on Trace Compass. Now, to start off, I don't think everyone knows what Trace Compass is. Oh, and I skipped a slide. Trace Compass is an open source application. We use it to solve performance and reliability issues by reading traces and logs. We analyze them, and we provide graphs and metrics. We extract information that's useful, and basically we really want to be better than huge text dumps. Now, you've seen TOEM make a really good demo for their product, which is Become with Impulse. And we tackle a very similar space. So I'm very glad that Thomas got to do that demo presentation first. And I would like to show how Trace Compass is approaching the same problem that he's facing. So we want to go to Theia. Why do we want to go to Theia? We want to be able to have a more distributed application, but we also have some motives that traces are getting bigger and bigger. And right now we're limited to whatever size this guy can hold. SSD, by the way. And so what we need to do is have a scaling backend. If we're having a scaling backend, we need to have the backend and the front end decoupled. We also want to take advantage of the newer front ends, like what Theia has. So we're going to basically have that very important thing that we want to keep the front end going in the way that people like reading it. We want to be nice to the community. We want to keep up the performance with giant backends. So that means that we're a special case where we have very, very large amounts of data that we need to handle. And, we have the front end that needs to be able to display very large amounts of data. So what I'm describing now is going to be our use case. It might not be yours, but it might have elements that are yours. So we needed to make a protocol. And we looked at Trace Compass itself, the way that we have our data stream. We have our trace, which could be gigabytes or terabytes in size. We then process these events. And by processing them, we do a lot of filtering first and then aggregation. And by doing that, we can reduce the size to kilobytes or megabytes. And they're persisted locally in the server. And then we view them. We decided to put the cut here, right at the view level, but not at the widget level. This is a very important distinction. Why is that? Because we want to be able to have the view have a minimal amount of intelligence, just enough for other people to expand it. So basically, the data transferred will make sense. We're not going to say we're having points here and there. Instead, we say, this event happened at this time when you query for it. Now, this allows us to have a command line output, a web-based front end, which is the Theia front end. And we can even maybe generate some HTML reports at one point. But if we go back to the previous slide, by doing our cut there, less data is transferred. Now, we want to make sure that that data still makes sense to the user. So we did that part, and we have the data model that is ready, and it's already been used within Trace Compass before. It's just that now we're really hardening it by making it public. This is actually really benefiting Trace Compass Classic, also the Eclipse version. I said 4 minutes, 30 seconds. I'm sorry, I'm 4:45. Here are the references. I'm going to strongly suggest anyone interested, look at the deeper dive. We also look at REST versus JSON and all sorts of other goodies in there. And also, contact us. We love hearing from you. Thank you very much. That is correct. There's the TSP, Trace Server Protocol, that is inspired by the LSP, but it's RESTful.